Good evening, second try. What a dork I am. I started this video and I was just blabbering away for a good 20 minutes, and I guess about 6 minutes in, it stopped recording because, like the goofball I am, I did not delete yesterday's 45-minute video, so it went on me shortly after I started and I didn't realize it, and I had just been animatedly talking to nothing. Story of my life, I guess. Um, these really just want to escape. They're like, we want to be free with our Halloween crazy. So this video is to show the next 3 journals. The next junk journal, Halloween junk journal kits that I have. I did want to say at the very beginning of this, I got off NaTasha's live stream today, and I cried through a lot of that, and they were happy tears. It wasn't like I was like, nobody loved me. They were happy tears. I felt like hugging people. It was so wrong in so many ways. Just absolutely disgusting level of emotional happiness. And I am a hag at heart, so my little shriveled heart and soul had a Grinch moment. So thank you all so much for your compliments, for your kind words, for your support, for your generosity in purchasing things from me. The last bit was so unexpected. I know this community is so supportive and generous with its time and unerringly kind for the most part that I can't even begin to explain to you how much that meant to me, given the events of the last 3 or 4 days. Thank you so much. You have no idea how much today's experience in NaTasha's live stream made to me. Thank you so very much. Now I'm going to stop because I'm going to start bawling, and we can't have that emotional crap. I have to go back to being my hardened, 3 sizes too small, haggy self. Even if you think I have a cute, sweet voice. And the word adorable should never be used to describe me or my voice, please. Alright, so these are the journals. I did real quick want to touch on something that I talked about in today's video. I'm going to set these aside briefly. We are going to look at them. This is a green on green, so it's lime green, which is one of my favorite colors, with a dark green accent, the orange and the black, so the veiny, creepy pumpkin look on that one. And then we've got the other version of the purpley red here. No, this is a red. That's red. Hold on. I gotta put my glasses on. So this is red with a very much darker red. So it looks, and then there's also a black rub on top of that. So the tricolor for this one is the scarlet red, which there's not tons of that. And then a darker wine kind of burgundy red. And then it's rubbed with black. So this is a super dark, kind of veiny. Maybe it's the, maybe I covered it in human heart. Sure, let's go with that. And all of the attending items. So I will come back to this shortly. I just wanted to touch on, for the people who bought my journals today, specifically the people that bought them off of my Etsy store. I wanted to show these so that you see them in another form other than the photographs that are in my Etsy store. Because I know a lot of people really like to see, you know, I know you can't put your hands on it, but these are finished the same way that the one NaTasha showed are. This one has some removable ephemera, which is not sealed. So little grungy backs there. So those are removable. You can glue them down. You can add in a couple of other things. Whatever you would like to do there, obviously, it is your journal now. But it is sealed front and back. This has some cheesecloth on it that's been tinted red. And then the black is the back is plainer. And there's always little goobers all over everything. In my world, it's slightly covered in glue. Show the inside cover there. And these are lightly embellished. So they're about along par with what NaTasha showed. There is a tag in the front and back cover, you know, at the beginning. And then I think there are 3 of this style in each journal. So that pulls out, and it's got a little index card there. And I probably shouldn't have done that because it's one-handed. It's very hard to get them back in. And it's got a little tab on it that is stapled with a tiny attacher or stapler. I know we all call it a tiny attacher, but it's a stapler. Who are we kidding? The pages are largely the same in each one, and everything is hand cut. I hand cut everything. None of the embellishments are embellished. Like, they're not. It's all meant. It's a semi-raw. It's meant for, you know. When I made these, one of the things was I really wanted. I'm a list maker in my heart. I keep a gratitude journal. I don't really do any spiritual journaling, but this will take about 20 more pages. Of course, it will have more alligator mouth. And if you took the embellishments out, like if you're not into that, if that's not your thing, these can be removed, and it is flat at that point. It's this is how wide it would be. So it would be totally flat, and you could put in another 20 pages, and it would be that's about how big it would be. The binder rings, the size that are on here, won't take much more than that. Then you might start getting some bending and warping in terms of if you move it around a lot. When I ship it, I do push them down like that, and I wrap it. They won't all come wrapped in cheesecloth necessarily. I think I have enough to do these 2. But if I finish any of the other ones that I have, they may come wrapped in other things. But I certainly will tea-dye more cheesecloth. I love using cheesecloth as a wrap because it's reusable for snippets, for backing, you know, putting them on journals. You can cut it into strips and use it as a tie. There's a lot of possibilities. So that's the back cover on this one. And you know, just as a quick, there are some coloring pages in every one. But that's so that the people that bought these can see them before they get them, essentially. So I do push that down to minimize damage. I wrap it as tightly as I can, and then I wrap it in some tissue paper additionally. And then I put it in a box so that it comes in one of those little video boxes because it fits it almost perfectly. And as always, there's always a few extra goodies with me. So I'm not sure what I'm going to put in there, so I won't spoil it for you. I did want to show, because I said that I am going to do a whole video. So let me just real quick. I have this many more. Don't roll your eyes at me. I feel you rolling your eyes at me. You're like, lady, why would you have that many journals? This is, some of the covers were not usable, but I bought about 5 years ago a miniature Funk and Wagnalls encyclopedia set. It was a mini set from 1931 or 1936. It's from the 1930s. And I bought it for the paper inside, which I am still using all this time later. There was so much of it because it was 35 pieces. So I have this many more, and I think there are 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right, so I lied. There's 17 of them. I can't math. I think we all know that. Math is not my thing. Rulering is not my thing either. So I'm going to pull out a couple of these to show you the covers because they are not 100% the same as the ones you have already seen. So we'll pull out, I think what I had out when I was doing the other video was these 4. So, and then I'm going to move this box off to all of the space I don't have to stack things. Okay, so Here we go. So the covers on all of the remaining ones are either this kind of leaf designs, and they vary, it's not all the same leaf, or this kind of flower design. Oh, I only pulled out 3. So here's so there's the flower ones, and I'll pull another leaf one. Because I can't count. I said 4 and then I pulled out 3. I don't want to ring that little wordy thing. I need that for a collage. Okay, so they're pretty evenly split between the ones that are the leaf and the ones that are the flower. The flowered ones come from a falling apart copy of The Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady by Edith Holden. It's one of the other books. I know most people are familiar with her, which one is it? I can do this. Well, we all know what I'm talking about, even if I can't remember the name of it at the minute. And then the leaf ones are from Leaves in Myth, Magic, and Medicine by Alice Thomas Vitale, Vitale, or Vitale? I don't know. But that's what these are from. So if you are interested in that, I have quite a lot of pages. I bought several copies that were, I try to buy ones that are already falling apart. I try not to buy books that are in good shape and then destroy them. So there is on front and back, everyone has, and I'm going to do a whole video showing all of them. I'm just doing a little preview now so that people who may be anxious about this or who are like, where's the rest of them? I must see them. Even if you don't want to buy, some people just want to see them, and I understand that totally. So that's the back of that one, and that's the back of that one. And I didn't want to put the same image on it. So I got to this point where I had all of them, and I had started working on finishing them, and I got through, I sent 2 to NaTasha. I sent 2 to Etsy. I had 2 on Etsy. I had 4 on Etsy. I sent 2 to NaTasha. 2 were still in my store, and they were purchased today. Thank you. And then I had 2 more finished, but not to the degree that it could be listed in my shop. And I gave one of them away at Tammy's last live auction for her charity as a completely raw, unfinished, no ephemera. I don't even think it was sealed, if I'm perfectly honest with you. This is the other one I have that's almost finished. The cover needs to be sealed. I have not done that. And it needs to have some ephemera. I haven't done the inside covers. I haven't added any ephemera at all, not even semi-naked ephemera. As I call them, they're lightly, they have light ephemera, I guess. So this is the other one I have. This is Play It, the words I stamped myself on some green paper. And then the backing is the colored pages. I just thought it was fun with a little Tim Holtzy stuff on the back of this fun circly paper that I had that just felt really fun and playful to me. And this complements a collage I made quite some time ago, but it's in a journal and I can't show it to you because I packed it away. So this one could conceivably be up in the shop soon. This is one of the ones that underneath here I did reinforce it, but you can see I almost didn't turn this one into a journal because the cover was bending. I reinforced it on the inside and then I covered it, so it should be fine, but I maybe wouldn't spend a lot of time doing that with it. But so you can see the crease in the paper where that particular corner, it wasn't like you couldn't totally bend it down, but the undercarriage of this, it was a little creased. So, and the contents are essentially the same with what NaTasha showed you. So just so you know, there is one more. I have to finish this one. And the rest of them are evenly split. They are not the scrapbooking paper. They are a very thin craft paper. It was an 8.5 by 11 sheet of craft paper. A light brown that I bought to use as some junk journal pages, but it was so thin that I didn't feel like it could be a viable page. Now I see that people doing all kinds of super thin, even tissue sheet papers. I didn't know that you could do that. Like, I've been around a minute, but not enough minutes apparently. So the very background is the craft paper. And as craft paper is, it's got its own flaws and stuff. But then I put the image on top, and one of the sticking points was, one, I lost confidence due to some comments that somebody who saw my work would, and then I lost confidence. That's on me. It's not on the person who commented. Like, get a thicker skin, I guess is the message I've been getting. But I also had reached a point where I really like these covers as they are plain, and I thought about unobtrusively putting one of this kind of thing on them, or using some of the Tim Holtz stuff. But I finished the inside. The downside with this is I would have to like put the brads on there and then glue the whole thing down, because I've already I haven't put in a pocket or anything, but I've already put the, you know, the inside, which you would leave that off before you were going to do this and then cover it. You know, you all know that. I'm explaining stuff that doesn't need to be explained. So I wasn't sure how much more I should do, because my instinct is to leave it the way it is and work around the cover design, you know, wherever it's most unobtrusive, to put either this or I have some little wooden ones. So I have some of these, which could be fun, or I have some of these. So I could do that sort of thing. Whoops, that one doesn't go in there. So I had reached that point, and I was losing confidence, and I put the ones I had finished up in my Etsy shop, and, you know, we all know what happened. Nothing. But I couldn't bring myself to just get rid of them because I had put so much work into it already. So I will do a separate video after this one where I show the rest of my, we're 18 minutes in, I'm hosed on the time, where I will show my, the three. I am so flustered from today's activities that I'm kind of at a loss for words, and I am sorry about that. Where I'm going to show the rest of those Halloween journals, but I wanted to show, oh, no. All right. I'm going to have to, I had a little accident, but I can fix it. It's fine. Okay. So we'll just leave that there for the minute. Okay, Halloween journals. I just wanted to show these, and then I got sidetracked because squirrel brain. I have a squirrel brain. Okay, so there will be a separate video in which I will show all of those, the covers, both sides, couple of options on how I proceed with those. I would love feedback on how you feel about the covers. Do they need to be more heavily embellished? Should I add more things to the cover? Should I keep it simple and just put a little thing to put the name on it? I would love to hear your feedback. I'm not interested in just finishing them all out to make a buck. I want a good finished product, but I had been personally, that was one of the sticking points, although I would have probably eventually just made a decision had I not completely lost confidence in the process and how people would receive them. So if you have comments on if you think you would be interested in that, even if you're not interested in buying it, what are your thoughts on the cover if you have any? I'm always open to feedback. That's awesome. There's a couple ways I could do those. So I could finish them up and put them in my Etsy shop. That's one option. Option 2 is to finish them up and show them on YouTube and sell them that way. I can offer them as a slightly less cost because there's no fees involved. And but the difference is on Etsy, it will come with the shipping included. On YouTube, the shipping is added because that's how it works out. Or I can do an all-inclusive thing either way. But generally, I can offer it for just a slightly less price. It's not a significant difference, really. But it is slightly less because there's less fees associated with billing you through PayPal than there is in processing an order through Etsy. I am fine either way. It's whatever the people who may be interested in purchasing are comfortable with. If you want to go through where you have recourse through a third party, although you do have recourse through PayPal if you are unhappy with something, or if I were to screw you out of your order, which I would not do. But, you want to feel safe in your transaction. So if you feel safer and more comfortable on Etsy, I'm not offended. If you're okay with PayPal, I'm not offended that you didn't want to go to my Etsy store. But the third option is to leave them as they are, include the binder rings, and offer them if somebody is interested in finishing them on their end. So those are the three options I have. I'm leaning towards just finishing them and either putting them in my Etsy store or on YouTube, or maybe starting them on YouTube and then moving them to Etsy if they don't move along in a timely fashion, because I wouldn't want to keep showing you the same thing on my YouTube channel. That would get boring for both of us. And I don't actually want this channel to become just about me trying to sell things to you. I do also want to have, show things that I'm working on, show my collages, talk about real life stuff that's crafty related. Sometimes I may talk about just real life stuff. But let's get on with this, because that's really why you came here, isn't it? I'm so sorry. Hijacking your threads again. So these are the three I'm going to show, and I showed you the lime green, the orange, and the red. Never fear if you are worried that you're not going to get the color you wanted. I have more of everything. It's fine. The one I have the least amount of is this, and I only have one more of the black, gold, bronzy brown one. So, woo! And there goes something onto the floor. Butterfingers. And then a few of them do have, that I showed in the preview, the napkin decoupage on the front, because I was testing out different things to see what, how I felt about it, what I liked, to be able to offer a variety. So these do take decoupage on top of this, but also I made a couple and gave them away, and they had images on the front. I made one similar to the Wicked one that NaTasha showed today, and it had the image from the Jerry Maguire book. Is that the right? Whoever wrote Wicked. It had the image from the cover, that I don't have one to show you. But I think most of you probably know what I'm talking about. From the book version, the trade paperback style had a cover with a cutout, and you could see the Wicked Witch. And so I used that image on the front, and then I also put her a little, so it also said Wicked. So I've tried it that way. I like the covers naked, I like them embellished. You could put something on the spine, some lace or whatever. There's a lot of options with this. So let's get on with this. I'm not stalling, I swear. So these are $29.99. That includes your shipping. It is inclusive of shipping. So, and it will come in this flat rate. I think some of you probably saw my making this from a flatty into a fatty. I am pretty good with my crazy voodoo origami magic on the folding this up like a little present and stuffing way more than you should be able to fit in this envelope into this envelope. So the shipping cost for that envelope is $6.95. So $6.95 of the cost of this $29.99 is shipping. And that doesn't include the tape, the ink to print the labels, all of the wrapping and, you know, the packaging, the way that I package it up. So just be aware that it's, you know, that's all that's involved in there. So this has a little bit of red cross-contamination because stuff happens. So this is green with a darker green, like a forest green accent, and there's a little bit of the red here too. I will repeat again, they all have very similar base items. They're all going to start with 10 sheets of the coffee dyed paper. And I did choose grungy paper for this kit. So there's that. Many of the kits will have the black paper, but not all of them. I didn't feel all the colors lent themselves to the black paper, but most of them will come, or a number of them will come with 5 sheets of the black paper. For this one, I included 3 sheets of the orange, and then I included 2 sheets of the smaller grid-sized paper. You get 18 index cards in every kit, usually 2 colors, but some of them had a color and coffee dyed because I felt that complemented the cover better. So you get 3 5x8, 3 4x6, and 3 3x5 in the 2 colors. So this is the orange and the red. So a total of 18 index cards. These are great for art cards, journal cards, anything that you would use a playing card for, a Project Life card, a larger, and the larger ones can also be folded in half and used as a page. I've done that in smaller journals. So fun. I've also used those as pockets because they can be trimmed down or used as is depending on the size of your journal. So for your scrapbooking paper, the paperweight paper, you get this black and this gray. Let's see if we can. So there's that. And then maybe I should turn. Oh, okay. I'm going to put that off to the side because I know that I'm going to come up on the rest of it before. Some things are a little out of order here, so those go after this. Okay. So your next bit of scrapbooking paper is this. I think this might be Stampin' Up! Paper. I do not remember. This is the kind of paper that I got at the Patty Live sale. I got a few sheets of some super fancy scrapbooking. So this is a cardstock weight. It is a green tint, skulls, and other design. I thought that would be fun with the cover as a potential inside, or to use as pages or tags. However you want to do it, but I tried to give you 3 options for the inside cover, or you can choose your own. This was the other option. This is the fun kitschy. It's a lime green and polka dotty paper that I am in love with. I had a hard time parting with some of these papers. I will be perfectly honest with you. Okay, so for your 6x6 sheet, you get this one is the Martha Stewart. This is the 7x7. And these are all, so this, the lime green is a cardstock weight. This is a cardstock weight. And That's a cardstock weight, but this is a paper weight. So, made to look vintage, but it's, oh, and that's actually cream on the back, not white. Okay. And then this is also made to look like vintage writing, scrapbook paper. You get your evidence tag and your toe tag. Your Ouija board sheet. Every kit comes with one, whether you choose to use it or not. I know some people aren't comfortable. If you purchase this and you don't want the Ouija sheet, just let me know. I am not going to be offended. I know that Ouija boards freak some people out, so I would not impose this on you if you are religiously objecting to it, or you know, for whatever reason. If this doesn't float your boat, if this freaks you out, I will take it out, no problem at all. This one has a spider coloring page, stylized web. I think that's really cute. These are your scraps for this kit, a different gray paper plus the black and white geometric that we saw in one of the other kits. And here we've hit the, you get 2 of the, or 3 of the regular size coffee. Oh, these are tea dyed actually, because they're they have a slight green tint. So this is probably tea dyed. Coffee dyed, 2 doilies, 2 larger size doilies. And then 2 of the larger orange coffee filters. You get your 9 mass market book pages to use as tags or other ephemera, whatever you'd like to do with it. And I'll keep showing this in each video. If you glue 2 or 3 of these together, this is 3, so that's as thick as it would be with 3. You get this size that you can use as a journaling card, and this will actually fit, I believe, in the journal. Yeah, it would fit in a pocket. So that's one of the things you can do with them. These are from She's No Fairy Princess by Charlene Warren or Christine Warren. You know, they're all different, but that's a paranormal romance with you know, fae and vampires and that sort of thing. I'm going to pause you. My son just got home from work. If you will just bear with me for a moment. Okay, I am back. Just wanted to greet my son from his day at work and see if there's anything that he needed, or, you know, sometimes you have a bad day at work, you need somebody to talk to. So I'd like to check in if I can when he gets home, because then he goes into game mode with his headphones in. You know, nobody wants to be interrupted while they're in super game mode. Okay, so we were at mass market pages, so you get 9 of those. That is enough to make 3 of this size card if you are so inclined. But they can be made into little, these are a good size for library cards. You can make them as is with the border, without the border. So these do, if you round the corners, they make like a fun library card pocket type of thing. If you fold it in half, it makes a nice little journal card type thing. So there are a number of things that you can do with these. I just love this size for the journal cards specifically. And sorry, my son is messaging me. He ran to the corner store because he's dying for a slushie because it's hot. And I just want to let him know. There, that should be the end of that. So I just really like that size, and I'm going to kind of push it and maybe hope that other people will give it a shot. I don't know if people have tried it in the past, and I just haven't seen the videos, but I really like that size a lot. And if you have a sewing machine, this is even easier, because I glued these together and backed them and then waited. So this is actually 4 thick right here, because I put a backing page on that. But I glued these together with glue. I waited for it to cure. I decorated it and all that. If you have a sewing machine, you only have to tack down the middle so that it doesn't come flying loose all over the place, and you can sew right around the edges. So super cute. And you can do, if you wanted it to be a little bit smaller for your card and not have the rounded edges, you could tear off the edges of that. Right after you glue it, it's still pretty flexible and soft, so you can and get a nice fuzzy edge on that. I've done that too. Come on, stay there. Please stay. Okay. So the mass market pages, then you get 5 of the Goosebumps coffee dyed pages. Ooh, roar. Because I just think they're fun. You get 5 of the Harry Potter coffee dyed pages. And I've talked about their virtues over and over again, so I will not bore you. This is the Just Text signature page from the Dracula book. I love that this is on all the chapter titles. I would be inclined to cut that out and use it, but it's just fun either way, because to put this page in that journal, you're going to have to trim it down in some way. But there's a lot of things you can do ephemera-wise with this as well. So you do get a full signature of the text of the Dracula story. And then this is another Dracula story. You get 3, and these are super white. I love the contrast, because look at the creamy and look at the white. This is an Edgar Allan Poe, but these are just 3 text pages. And then you get 3 pages from a junior edition, so the pages are big. They're a nice texture. These would take tea dye well. These are also fun to use the Delusion sprays on. They take that pretty well. So these are from Murders in the Rue Morgue. These 3 pages are from that particular story. You get 5 of the medical encyclopedia pages. These are the super thin tissue paper. These are fun glued on other things. You can make them into little, really super thin envelopes. They can be used as pages, obviously. I love the weight and sound of that. So much fun. And it's medical. It is a medical, so there's some icky things in here. But it's a Halloween journal, so that's why I included that. A lot of it's vocabulary terms, and then there's some illustrations, and a couple of the pages, you know, have at least one page, and everyone has this kind of charty thing. This is from Beowulf, because that's kind of a fantasy. It's an epic saga, but it has monsters and heroes, and I thought it was appropriate. Also, the pages are nice and aged and yellowed, so you get 3 pages from Beowulf. The 2 napkins included in this one are the Kitschy Fun, and that design is only on one side. You get bats on the other corner, which I fussy cut those out in a group and put them on corners of things. So unfortunately with this napkin, I was so excited when I got it, and then I folded it out and I was like, meh. So there is that. But you get 4 little images. I cut these out, and you saw them in my pocket page ephemera kit. These are so fun, so kitschy. I love all of them. I'm particularly fond of the skeleton, partially because of the orange background, but also doesn't he just look like, yay! Happiest skeleton ever. Such a contrast to the creepy Poe Raven skeleton. But those are the 2 you get. So you get kind of that kitschy or more gothy feel, depending on how, or if you like both. I like both. With this one, you get 3 black. So we'll put those out here. 3 orange. And 2 of the blood splattered for this kit. And we are down to images, boys and girls, ladies and gents, people, as Laura likes to say. So your 2, let's go with the small ones first. So how to wrap bandages, according to the encyclopedia. And then a bunch of little buggy pictures are your 2. These are from either 1931 or 1936 vintage encyclopedia. Here are 2 pages from the Frankenstein, the Junior Illustrated Edition. Worried over Victor's depression, and this is when he's telling his story, I think, on the ship. I'm not 100%, but so yeah. This is from the Edgar Allan Poe book. Well, and isn't she just creepy scary? I love this image. I had a hard time letting this one go, I will tell you right now. I would love to put that on a cover. She is just so beautifully, wonderfully creepy. And then you get another melancholy atmosphere picture. This is the end papers from a creepy children's book. I like this side better, but it's a tree done in really muted tones, so it has that kind of creepy, melancholy, wistful sort of feel to it, like it's foggy, and so I thought that would be fun too. So that is the kit for the, what did I do with the journal cover? I've lost the journal cover. Oh, there it is. For the green and green on green cover. So there is that. Let me check how we're doing on time. I'm sorry. I feel so discombobulated today. Next one up is orange and black. And, oh, it's not orange and black. I'm going to have to continue then. I'm sorry, I suck. So another video to follow. These will be uploaded tonight, but probably will not be seen until tomorrow the 13th. I apologize for that. I just got carried away with my emotions from earlier today. Thank you so much if you have watched all the way through. I will start with the orange one, and then we will finish up with that red, very veiny looking. Looks like I flayed someone's heart open and stuck it on a book. I hope that doesn't creep you out too much. So thank you again for watching all the way through. Whatever time of the day or night you are watching this, I hope that you are having an amazing time. Whatever you are doing with your time, whether it's your choice or an obligation, I hope that it brings you joy and happiness. And until I see you next time, I wish you happy crafting. Bye!